Welcome to Creating Connections Podcast, episode 164. I'm Mitch Taylor.
And I'm Vicki Musney.
And today in our podcast, we bring to you a chapter from our book, Creating Connections, 31 Days to Building Stronger and Deeper Relationships. And this is chapter 16, one that Vicki wrote, Maximize Your Networking Time. And I'll read the quote that Vicki gave, and then we're going to expand upon it up next. Quote at the top half of the chapter is, networking is an important part of establishing connections and cultivating relationships. Very true. Vicki will expand on more on that after the break.
That was nice and easy.
What are you talking about? This also speaks to a much bigger issue.
Providing personal solutions through understanding people. This is the Creating Connections podcast with Gitomer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vicki Musney.
Welcome back to Creating Connections podcast. Thanks so much for being here. Today we're talking about chapter 16.
Maximize your networking time. Yes, this was the chapter that was included in the Creating Connections with Colleagues section. And this is probably the one time that I'm an advocate for a form of multitasking that I think can be really successful. And that's just thinking about the way you approach networking and how you can use it to best build relationships. And I guess I should back up that quote that talks about cultivating relationships. That is at the heart of networking. Networking is not a how many business cards can I give out?
Yes.
Or how many business cards can I collect and illegally add those people to my newsletter?
How many people can I help?
Yeah. How can I help? How can I get to know people at a personal level? How can I find out what they need in their business? So it's a mindset shift, but assuming you're in the habit, because again, we're taking one chapter out of context and then trying to zero in, but assuming you have the right mindset and you're going in, how can you maximize relationships? Well, the most obvious one to me is invite someone to go with you. If you're already going to an event, check out like the Facebook guest list and see if there's other people on there, either that you know and haven't seen in a while, or someone that you've maybe connected with online, but you haven't met in person yet. And just reach out and say, hey, I see that your name's on that list to drive over to Sacramento for that event. Do you want to ride together? It gives you car time, it saves gas.
You're maximizing.
It's all about connecting. Yeah. And then for me, I was thinking about, and just to kind of piggyback when Jennifer was talking last week about doing cold calls and driving to places how there are some people that still do that. I was thinking about, as a DJ Trivia affiliate owner, I do that. I go check out bars and restaurants because I want to see what the vibe is like when I get there. So it's sort of not your typical cold call. Like I don't walk in with a sales packet and, hey, can I talk to the manager? I walk in as a client and I'm kind of spying first. But if I know there's a new bar or a new restaurant that I've heard about, I'm going to invite someone to go with me.
Sure.
Someone that I work with in the wedding field, or somebody from another networking organization or from Toastmasters or what have you, and just say, hey, I heard about this new place. Do you want to go grab a drink? We can catch up. So I'm focused on them, but I'm also having an experience. I'm analyzing the staff while I'm there and saying, are they friendly? Are they nice?
Yeah.
Did they get my order right? How many other people are in the room? Does it smell bad in here? Like those are the things that I want to know about if I'm considering, trying to promote my business and approach them with an offer to partner. I want to analyze.
Right fit.
So yeah, but why do that alone when I could invite a colleague to go meet up or, try to build some relationship time in there and authentic communication. So
networking is sharing common experiences and how you can help someone else. that to me is what it is. It's, Cupcake Kelly here in Escanaba. And, she reached out to me. She came in, she was kind of shunned at another business, if you will. And she has done great things. Way beyond, and she actually was received a citizenship or something like that. I forget the exact word now off the top of my head, but she was recognized here locally for her work and contributions. Cool. And I think it's awesome, and to give back to your community and networking. Every year I do Delta Force for our local chamber and help out during Communications Day and help oversee that day. And so those things to me are important to give back and to grow your network and to make those connections. And I think you described it very well in the chapter 16 of our book, and creating connections with colleagues week. And I can't stress enough how important that is. We just got done with a mixer at one of our local venues, and for BNI, and BNI is a networking group, obviously. And I frankly don't know how people function. I barely function at 7:55 in the morning when I'm doing live, much less.
It was an early morning BNI?
Yeah, it's like.
The only BNI I've ever visited was a lunchtime one. I don't do those early morning ones.
It's 7 a.m. they start.
Yep.
And I'm just like, this is so early.
Well, and if you're at the mixer though, Mitch, I think if you're working the mixer, that's a little bit different. But if it's something that you're involved in and you're going as a guest and you're there specifically to represent, or maybe it's in that time that you're mingling, maybe you did provide the sound and music or entertainment or something else if you're a different kind of vendor for an event, but there's that before and after. Are you utilizing that time wisely to build relationships? Are you going in with a good mindset of serving and remembering that you are there to serve? This is my opportunity to showcase my business and let everyone know how awesome I am. No, this is your chance to show them that you're human and that you're nice and that you're someone that is nice to work with, But anytime you're going to something, I guess that's my main driving force behind this specific tip of maximizing it. Bring somebody along, pay attention, be strategic with your time, because we don't have unlimited time to set up one-on-ones with every person we've ever met and ever worked with. So be strategic about how you're using that time. And you can be helpful at the same time. If you've heard about an event and oh yeah, hey, I bet Cupcake Kelly would like to go to this event too. It's not just for DJs. I'm going to invite her to go along. She may not have heard about this one yet.
Yeah.
And then just, be serving and being genuinely helpful, but also creating opportunity for authentic conversation and relationship building.
Yeah. It's important. I can't stress how important it is to grow your network whenever you can. And create those connections, right? That's what we're all about, is providing personal solutions through understanding people better.
Yep.
And that's what networking is. Trying to find a personal solutions by understanding what they need so you can help them.
Yeah.
Kind of the same thing. So thanks so much for watching Creating Connections Podcast, episode 164. I'm Mitch.
And I'm Vicki.
I just said our tagline. Should we do it?
Yeah, you don't have to say it again. You don't have to.
All right.
But it really is what we're all about. Have a good one.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to the Creating Connections podcast with Gittimer Certified Advisor Mitch Taylor and Certified Personality Trainer Vicki Musni. For more information on providing personal solutions through understanding people better, visit creatingconnections.biz.